Hi and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. We're going to be doing the daily reading today for Thursday, December 17th, 2020. And today is a day that's ruled by the throat chakra and guided by accomplishment. And the galactic signature of the day today is the blue electric knight. And so the Blue Knight tribe is all about dreaming, intuition, and abundance. And so it's this understanding that everything is a dream, right? It all, when I look into this energy, it always reminds me of that quote, "All that we may see or seem is but a dream within a dream," right? It's one of my favorites. Edgar Allan Poe, gotta love him. I really, really love that quote, and that's the energy with this Blue Knight that we are sort of stepping into, if you will. It's that energy of understanding that everything is a dream within a dream, and we are constantly dreaming and dreaming up our reality. And so we dream consciously and we dream subconsciously. And when we can begin, as this energy states, to be the lucid dreamer, then we can begin to really affect change in our world, in the manifestations of our dream. Everything that we see in this waking dream, in this reality, if you will, is a manifestation of what is going on both consciously and subconsciously. And really playing around with that energy, sinking into that energy, allowing ourselves to be guided by our intuition. Today is a day that asks us to step away from rational thought and to step more into that intuitive dreamlike space and to really explore that and see what lies within that. It's also a day that is very much about abundance. It's understanding the flow of abundance, the flow of giving and receiving and generosity, and how that plays into and opens us up to more abundance. And this really pairs well with the tone of today, which is the electric tone of service. And so this is all about activation and service. And we had this moon, actually a few months ago, we had the electric moon of service. And so you guys may remember the energies of that. But it's all about that activation process when the two becomes the three and all the possibilities that arise. And so really looking at and exploring the endless possibilities of our dreamscapes today. And also really activating and stepping into this tone, into this galactic gateway by being of service. It's this, the electric tone understands that we are all one. So when I am in service to you, I am in service to myself, right? Like, why would I not want to help another when that other is me? And so it's really that energy and stepping into helping people out and whatever little acts of service it is. Where can we find ourselves in a position today to be of service to another human being, to be of service to the planet, right? To be of service to the awakening of consciousness. Where can we find those opportunities and how can we take advantage of them? If any of you guys live on the East Coast, today's a great day to be of service to another by going out and shoveling somebody's driveway. I mean, we got a lot of snow coming down right now. Maybe that's just me, sort of. That's what I would like to see for people, because when people do that for me, it makes me so very, very happy. I like to try to embrace all of Mother Nature's faces, but I got to tell you, this snow, it's not my jam, you guys. But yeah, any of those ways that we can be of service and really, really tap into that energy, as well as tap into our own intuition and our own internal guidance system, and really plumb the depths of our dreamscapes. What is going on there? What is going on beyond the conscious level? What can we learn when we sink deeper into ourselves and then we understand more deeply the manifestations on the outside, which of course are reflections of the inside. The affirmation for today, which you can use to really sink deeper into this galactic gateway, is: I activate in order to dream, bonding intuition. I seal the input of abundance with the electric tone of service. I am guided by the power of accomplishment. And we do have some really fun astrology going on today, you guys. We have Saturn, I believe it's Saturn. Is it Saturn or Jupiter? Yep, Saturn, who has just entered Aquarius today. So bringing in a fresh stream of that Aquarian energy into our consciousness. We also have the moon, which is in Aquarius today and is making a loose conjunction to Saturn. So a lot of that inspired energy, inspired action, inspired energy, this fresh kind of energy, this fresh new inventive energy that we're feeling today. And the moon is making a ton of aspects today. So it's really bringing in that Aquarian energy on our emotional level and really assisting us. Aquarius thinks outside the box. So when we pair this with also Mercury being conjunct the sun in Sagittarius, which is an expansive energy, we've got a lot of expansive energies that are allowing us to see from a fresh perspective today. It's almost like I'm feeling it like a breath of fresh air, a breath of fresh air, and an opportunity to really, perhaps not enunciate, but to feel that sense of freedom and that sense of possibility, right? When we talk about the endless possibilities with that electric tone today, we can really feel that and we can really sense that. And we can allow ourselves expand, allow our minds to expand, allow our hearts to expand, our intuition to expand, and really just see where the energy of today takes us. And what new perspectives we can gain on situations, what new fresh energy we can bring into any situation, any challenge, any area of our lives today that happens to be on our minds. And it's still, we got a lot of the same astrology from the solar eclipse still. So if you guys haven't checked out that video, definitely check it out. That energy is still relevant. We are still feeling it. I'm not going to go into all of that, but a lot of really empowering aspects going on today with Mars and Chiron and Black Moon Lilith and Uranus. And yes, they can be combative energies. And so we want to move into empowerment and we want to move out of this energy of... Sorry, I got a little distracted there. I have somebody calling in on my phone. We want to move into this energy of empowerment and out of the energy of aggression. We're really learning the difference between the two and what we can do and sort of how those things work, how we can express our empowerment in a healthy way, how we can express and channel these primal instincts in a healthy and positive and beneficial way is something that we're still learning and we're still perfecting as we go along. All right, the Black Moon astrology cards are calling this morning. Clear. And I'm just going to put that down so it doesn't distract me again. All right, what do the Black Moon astrology cards have to say about the energies of today? December 17th, 2020. All right, 7th house partners. Yes, we do still have that conjunction also of Venus and Juno right now. So for many people, partnerships and relationships may be on their mind. All of the different ways that we partner with people in life, right? It's not just romantic. We partner with people in business. We partner with people in friendship. We have our relationships that have to do with family and stuff like that, right? There's all different types of partnerships that we have. Although there is definitely a focus on partnerships that have to do with business and partnerships that have to do with romance. That is especially highlighted with the 7th house energy, but it's really any intimate partnerships and relationships that we have in our lives. We're really paying attention to those. And with that Venus conjunct Juno energy, we're really paying attention to the people that we partner with in a very committed sense, right? We're looking at the people that we are partnered with and we're deciding, is this a person that I can see myself with? Can I see myself living and building and growing with this person, right? Can I see myself really, truly being able to expand with this person, to go deep? Remember, Venus is in Scorpio. And so with this energy of Scorpio, it's like true intimacy, true, real, raw intimacy. Can I see that? Is this a person that I can see and allow to see me, that will allow me to see into the depths of them, that I feel safe and secure seeing into the depths of as well? And we want to be careful with this energy. It can drag us into the lower vibrations of Scorpio energy too, which is like the jealousy, the paranoia, the possessiveness, all of that, the vengefulness. So we want to watch out for that. And if any of those energies are coming up, see where that comes from, because it always comes from somewhere deeper than the current situation. right? And so we want to look to the root. We always want to look to the root of everything, because that's how we cure it. That's how we truly heal it. So a lot of energy coming up around partners today. Transformations of partnerships happening. And so this is an energy where we're really, as we are transforming ourselves, it's transforming our relationships as well. And I'm being drawn to the fact that the 7th house is our descendant. That's interesting that that's coming through. And so our descendant is also kind of like the shadow part of our personality. And so it's the aspect of us that we may not even really recognize, and we may not even really see, but it exists within us. And so a lot of this, our 7th house qualities, are the qualities that we want to grow, and we want to become. We want to build stronger within ourselves. And so an interesting thing that happens sometimes is if we have placements in the 7th house, we can sometimes be drawn to romantic partners, or partners in any other truly intimate sense, who exemplify those qualities of the 7th house. And sometimes we're drawn to, there are people who exemplify like those qualities very much in your face. And we can sometimes find ourselves, it's like we're drawn to it, but we're also kind of repelled by it, because it's an energy within ourselves that we haven't recognized yet. And therefore we haven't learned how to refine. And so we're drawn to people who have the energy that actually already exists within us, but that we haven't learned how to utilize yet, that we haven't learned how to fully call upon. And so that's interesting that I'm feeling that energy coming out. The energy of us really stepping into our descendant as well. Really stepping into those aspects of ourselves that we haven't cultivated yet. Looking to our relationships and seeing, where does this person exemplify something that I want within myself? And maybe they don't exemplify it in a balanced way, but if this energy were balanced, is that something that I would want? And where do I have that within me? And how is this relationship with this person possibly calling me to step deeper into that and to own that aspect of myself? How is this person digging up shadow aspects of myself? This is an energy that we're realizing, and this is very, and remember, Pluto rules Scorpio. This is very Venus and Scorpio energy right here as well, is how is my partner, how are shadow aspects of myself showing up in my partnership? What are they teaching me about myself? What can I look more deeply into within myself and transform myself, which then therefore transforms my relationships? Guys, take a sip of water here. So yeah, that's really interesting energy coming through as far as that goes, and something that we're wanting to look at. And we are, as we transform ourselves, as we take ownership of our own shadow qualities, we begin to transform our relationships. And relationships right now, they're either ending or they're transforming. Pretty much, period. That's just what's happening now. And then we also have the 1st house, the body, coming out. And so this is also the transformation of the body. And so we're seeing this as, this is Ascension energy right here, as the body is transforming. And as our cellular structure, our DNA, everything is being upgraded. Our physical bodies are changing as well. So there's that energy coming in. But then it's really interesting when we see this with the Aries card on the bottom of the deck, which is the ruler of the 1st house, right? And so it's also this transformation of us stepping more fully into who we are. This sense of empowerment, this sense of really coming into a deeper understanding of who we are and how we express that in the world, right? The 1st house is how the world views us, how we show up to the world. It's our sense of identity. So really a transformation also in the sense of our identity, how it is that we see ourselves, how it is that we move in the world, how it is that we present ourselves to the outside world, right? And sinking deeper into that I am identity, right? All right, what else do we have going on here? What else wants to come out? All right, we got Saturn and Uranus coming out. Beautiful. So this is truth and genius. And so this is this energy that we were talking about with the expansive quality of the mind right now, and really being able to see things from that higher Aquarian perspective. Remember, Uranus rules Aquarius, and Saturn was the ruler of Aquarius before Uranus was discovered, and is also the ruler of Capricorn. And so it's very much this Aquarian energy coming through. I'm feeling we got the Aries energy, we got the Aquarius energy coming through very strongly, and just this really seeing the higher truth, getting that higher perspective of situations, And really knowing what to do with that truth once we've seen it. That's the energy that's coming through today, is we're learning and we're beginning to get a grasp and sort of a footing as far as like, what do I do with the truth that I've seen, that I've witnessed, that I now understand? And how do I apply that in my life, right? How do I apply that to my identity? This is a lot of this, even with the partners card coming out first, is really about our inner truths. And really, and like I said, that's how, watch that solar eclipse video. Our inner truths being revealed to us. And this, and even the last eclipse, this is through the last 2 eclipses we had, this energy coming through, those truths being revealed to us, and really seeing, because we're able to see from a different perspective, from a more expanded perspective. And really then it gives us a new definition of this I am energy, because deeper truths about ourselves are being revealed, and they're being revealed to us in all different ways right now. So it's really just listening to the deeper truths that are coming through and really acting upon those, putting those into action in our lives. Yeah, I love that. Anything else? Sometimes truth is not always pretty, right? But we have to acknowledge it. We can't pretend that it doesn't exist simply because it's not something that we may want to look at. That's why we look at it from this different perspective, right? There's always multiple ways to view. Truth is truth, but there are multiple ways to view it. And there are different ways to implement that truth. And there is always a way to implement that truth that helps to bring us closer and closer to the truth of ourselves. Like, truth is shown to us because when we need to see it, because we need to see it. If truth is being shown to you, it's being revealed to you for a reason, so that you can then take action on it. Once we see the truth, then we have options. Then those unlimited possibilities arise because we see and we know the truth, right? If we're operating under an assumption or some sort of misperception, it's really difficult to act accordingly because we're acting upon a misperception. When we know the truth, we then have the power, even if it's not a truth that we like, because then we can change it. We can change whatever it is that we're not liking. Once we understand the truth of the situation, we can then act from a place of integrity. I don't know if any of that made sense. I was trying to get out what I was trying to say, but hopefully you guys got it. So we got the Solar Eclipse Revolution card coming out. So yeah, that eclipse energy, like we said, it coming through heavy, coming through strong today still. These truths revealed by the eclipse. And then we have the Aquarius, I Know, and Neptune sacrifice energy coming through. So this is reminding me now of the first eclipse we had, which I also brought up, where we were talking, where Neptune went direct during the eclipse and really brought us into this I know energy. It really showed us some things. It showed us some truth. And so we've been called upon to act on that truth. That truth has illuminated our path forward, right? Because we can't stick our heads in the sand anymore. We have the power to take constructive action once we know the truth. That was what that whole jumbled mess that I was trying to say was, is we have the ability to take empowered action once we know the truth, once we are clear. And so it's this sort of like clearing of the haze. I feel like in this card right now, Neptune was representing that haze and that confusion. And this is like the breaking free of that confusion and stepping into that knowingness and then moving forward from that place of knowingness. And any one more cards that we might want to get here. All right, we got 2. We got Neptune, the ninth house, faith, and Libra, I balance. So really, this is very much a process of balancing that we're going through right now. A process of, and so with the faith card, this is really, how do we balance our faith? How do we balance our truth? How do we balance what we've learned and what we know with where we are right now? right? How do we do that? How do we maneuver? How do we shift the things that are ready and that need to shift? It's that kind of energy. And it's that I'm feeling this almost like this boomerang that some of us have been going back and forth on when it comes to our faith, where it's very much up and down. There have been these times when, as we're going through this process, we will have darker moments. We will have moments where that heavier energy sets in, and when we start to lose our hope and we start to lose our faith a little bit. And then it's about bringing that back. It's about coming back to our center, coming back to that with the balance. It's like that center point, really drawing on our faith over and over and over again as we are seeking to find this balance, as we are seeing these truths. And some of them are hard for us to stomach, and some of them sort of like upend our whole universe, because once we know the truth about something, the truth about a situation, the truth about how we feel, the truth about any deeper aspects of ourselves in our lives, we then feel this pressure to act, and we feel sometimes betrayed, we feel sometimes bewildered, a little bit lost, especially if this has to do with belief systems or convictions that we have, that we thought were unshakable, right? That's that faith, that's that Sagittarius energy of like being very convinced that we know something and then realizing that we don't. That truth coming in, bringing us to a deeper sense of knowing and sort of shaking everything up. And so we have to come back to that balance point. We have to bring ourselves back to that faith, to have faith in this process, to have faith in ourselves, to have faith in our journey, and to understand that it is constantly, things are going to be constantly changing. Our perception is going to be constantly changing. And we just have to go with that, and we just have to flow with that. We're constantly going to be having to recalibrate and rebalance and come back to that center point over and over and over again. As deeper truths are revealed, we are going to have to integrate that. And as we are integrating that, other things are going to come up, and we're going to have to release the things that are no longer in alignment with that truth. And with the 11th house friends on the bottom of the deck, which I'm being drawn to, some of this releasing has to do with partnerships, friendships, jobs, all different types of things that we're having to let go of. Our own identity, right? But that's really beautiful, because when I let go of who I think I am, I'm free to become who I truly am. And that's that Aries I am energy. I'm wanting to pull an Isis oracle card for you guys right now. Clear. Let's see what guidance we have for December 17th from the Isis deck. Right. What guidance do we have from the Isis? What does Isis have to say to us today? Oh, that's a lot of cards, man. That's a lot of cards. All right, we're gonna see what they are. We're gonna see what they are. Every time I try to put cards away because I don't like the way they came out, they end up popping back out anyway. And I do think that it's interesting that one of the cards was the scales of balance, because we had the Libra balance card coming out. And so that's definitely speaking to us. And this is the ancient tantra of the soul. So this is all about balancing our masculine and our feminine energies. And we see this with that conjunction of Mars and Eris, right? The masculine and the feminine warrior energies. But it's balancing those energies within ourselves, really understanding and working on that. So that's an energy for today that's wanting to come through. And so the way that we balance our masculine and our feminine energy is by learning how to call on each one and what each one does for us, right? So the feminine energy is receptive, it's creative, it's intuitive, it's yielding, it's strong, but it's yielding, it's flowing. And the masculine energy is very action-based, it's very logic-based, as opposed to intuitive and emotionally based. It's very much that initiating energy, that more forceful type of energy. And we call upon each one, but in order to express it in its most divine and sacred way, it has to call upon the energies of the other. So really, we're expressing the ideal way to move through life is to have these energies unified within us. So we're acting from both of them at the same time. We're strong, but we're also compassionate, right? We're creative, but we're also dynamic and moving forward. Like, we have these inspired ideas, but we're putting them into action, right? We are intuitive, but we're utilizing our logic at the same time as we move forward. You see how these energies play upon each other, and each one complements the other. So it's really understanding the complement and the flow of our feminine and masculine energies within ourselves, and really seeking to bring those into balance anywhere where they're out of balance. You can feel when your energies are out of balance. If you are really struggling to uphold boundaries, if you are really taking, like, everything that people say to you, everything that's happening is taking a very strong emotional toll on you, you're feeling very overrun by your emotions to the point where it's difficult for you to function. If you have all of these inspired ideas, but you can't seem to actually put them into action or do anything with them, your feminine energy may be out of balance. If you are really finding yourself being very aggressive, forcing your way through situations, your masculine energy may be out of balance. There are different ways to see. And it's interesting too, because your masculine energy, it's like if you have an overabundance of masculine energy, then that sort of takes a toll on your feminine energy. And if you have an abundance of feminine energy, that takes a toll on your masculine energy. And so it's really about feeding. Like, if you are very, very much in your masculine energy, pull in that feminine energy to soothe that out and quiet that down a little bit. If you are very much in your feminine energy, pull in that masculine energy to bring in some structure, to bring in some form, to bring in some boundaries. Just figure out where it is that you need to call upon those different aspects of the self. And then we also have the miracle of Isis, miraculous healing of the goddess. And so this is Isis offering you a miracle, offering you a healing in an area of your life where you may be struggling right now. So we're going to read that, and we're going to read the Queen of Heaven out of the book here. Oh, and look, it got opened right to the miracle of Isis. That's so funny. So it definitely wanted me to read this for you guys. Isis was known as a talented practitioner of the healing arts and was capable of miraculous healings. For you, beloved, she offers a miracle healing. No matter how much you have struggled with a particular matter, no matter how impossible it may seem to imagine your life without this old wound, addiction, problem, relationship issue, or inner struggle being a part of it, you are guided now to accept the possibility of miraculous healing, to let go and let the goddess be. The Lady Isis wishes to lift a load that has become too heavy for you to heal on your own, beloved. She cannot take something away from you if you are not willing to release it to her. Hasn't this been coming up? Release for healing means trust, letting go of attachment to the outcome and how that outcome might be achieved, and opening to the divine genius of healing that seeks to express the perfection of divine love through you now. To hand something over for healing, especially when it has been a long-term or persistent difficulty, and remember, we're healing things from lifetimes and lifetimes, for generations, not just for ourselves. That's why the healing is so deep, and the things that we are healing feel so deeply entrenched sometimes. Especially when it has been long-term or persistent difficulty, or simply seems to be too great or overwhelming to be healed, takes a radical change of mind and heart. To dare to hope without becoming attached to how or when something can happen. To surrender without forgetting to follow your intuition and act accordingly. To trust even though you may have been disappointed or hurt in the past. All these things take skill and courage. Yet these are the requirements for us to surrender into the great healing of divine love. Lady Isis speaks through this oracle and says to you that recovery from trauma and emotional healing is not only possible, but if you are willing, it can happen for you now. No matter the depths of grief, loss, despair, fear, or anger, love can and will absorb all of it. This oracle is also an indication that a spiritual gift or awakening of deep healing ability at a new level are coming your way. Keep your eyes and heart open and let go of doubt or fear about opening up to a new level of proficiency. Dedicate your work to divine love and trust that it will flow through you stronger now. You are capable of great work when you trust in your own heart and the love of the divine flowing through you with total surrender. And so this is our healing abilities opening up to a deeper level too. And so part of what's helping these healing abilities to open up to a deeper level is the balancing of our masculine and feminine energies, and also this deeper level of healing that we're allowing for ourselves. Every time we heal ourselves more deeply, we become a clearer channel for spirit, and the healing that is able to move through us, the level of healing that we're able to offer to assist others to find within themselves. Because remember, the healer doesn't heal. The healer teaches others how to heal themselves, right? And so the more healed the healer is, the more they have to teach others, the more they have to share with others. And so just allowing this healing, this is allowing whatever this burden is, whatever this struggle is, this addiction, this habit, this way of being that is wanting to be removed, that the truth may have been recently revealed about. You've seen the truth. You know that it needs to happen. Surrender it and allow it to be healed. Say a prayer to Isis. Archangel Michael has also offered to help with this in readings recently. So either one of them, say a prayer to them. Ask them for assistance with this process. Be open to that miracle of healing that is wanting to come in for you now. Yes, I absolutely, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. We have to be willing to let it go. And you guys can also reach out to me if you want. I do really powerful energy healings. I work with angelic beings and other beings of lights. And I've seen some really profound shifts in people's lives through the Belvaspata. So reach out to me. I also do Theta healing. There's a bunch of different things that I do that we can play around and see what works. But yeah, that healing is being offered to you now, and it's going to step you into a whole new level of healing when it comes to working with others as well and being able to offer this. If I can find this one, we will read it too. Sometimes I get a little, my alphabet, I forget my alphabet. Here we go. All right. This is the Queen of Heaven. And this says, the Queen of Heaven, the Divine Empress of the Skies, acknowledges your feminine authority now. As a man or a woman, you have a life path of spiritual leadership to bring qualities of mercy, compassion, and wisdom into the world. The Oracle of the Queen of Heaven is a confirmation of your feminine leadership and spiritual authority, whether in male or female body this lifetime. Isis means throne, and in her presence and blessing, as Divine Empress of the Skies, she offers initiates of the light, men and women, great feminine spiritual power. Feminine spiritual authority occurs when power is tempered with mercy, wisdom, compassion, and love. It is inspired spiritual leadership through the heart and a model of power and authority that is based in empowerment rather than force or control. And so this is kind of like what we were just talking about. When the masculine and the feminine energies are unified within is really what this feels like to me. Isis, Queen of Heaven, calls you to ascend to the throne of feminine leadership with your own being, that you may fulfill your life mission and serve the divine feminine on this planet from a place of inner spiritual authority. This oracle is confirmation to step forward in leadership if you have been considering doing so. It might be in connection with others, especially if you drew the card of divine sisterhood, but you are also to realize that you are a capable spiritual leader in your own right, as you trust in the divine feminine values within. This new model of power is not about assuming authority over another, but about living your truth and integrity and leading by authentic example. This is the energy, I'm sorry you guys, my nose gets wicked itchy sometimes. This is the energy that we're moving into with the age of Aquarius, with the new earth. This is the type of power, the power structure that we're moving into. And this is what we are, as the way showers, exemplifying for others. There's great power here and no false sense of responsibility for another, which could drain you and create dependency, rather than growth in those you seek to empower through your leadership. You are encouraged to contemplate how you might step more fully into your own authority. Often this requires that we make peace with the authority figures in our lives, past and present, and how we have experienced those relationships, whether as supportive, truthful, and empowering, or as disempowering, shaming, or perhaps minimizing or inflating our own sense of grandiosity. Healthy relationships with authority figures help us recognize where we can learn and perhaps be mentored by another, and where we too can help others learn and grow. Through the eyes of the divine feminine, authority is not a question of hierarchy, with one more authoritative over another who has less authority. It is rather more like a circle of life where we all have different awareness, ability, and mastery to share with each other, together guiding each other into greater wholeness. Each of us with our own spiritual responsibility for our growth and our own capacity to help others to the degree that we are willing and able. Making peace with authority figures, past and present, often involves pulling back the unconscious projection of our own authority, divinity, and strength upon those persons, seeing them as belonging to ourselves and allowing the other to be more human. It may involve recognizing the gifts and human failings of authority figures and within ourselves in that moment. Seeing the grace involved as two people with limited consciousness attempted a relationship. There will always be gifts and learning on both sides of the relationship. Allow the release of forgiveness that comes with compassion and the freedom that willingness to grow brings, so that your relationship to authority within and externally can be healed and transformed. And so that's really interesting. And if there is anything coming to mind while I was reading that about the relationship with authority, that's stuff that we can work through in Theta healing as well. So reach out to me if you're interested in that. But yeah, this is our spiritual authority growing. Our spiritual authority growing and us learning how to wield that power, right? That's the Mars Eris energy too that we're always talking about. Our inner warrior being activated, our inner leader, really stepping into the merging of that and the complementing of that masculine energy with that feminine energy, and moving forward from that place of compassion, from that type of leadership that we just read about, which is the Age of Aquarius type of leadership. There's no hierarchy. We're all working together to learn and to grow. Nobody is more important than than another person. Nobody is more powerful. We all understand that we have something to offer, and when we come together with those offerings, we create something even larger, which is really interesting as we have that 11th house card still on the bottom of the deck. And so it's understanding that, but it's first understanding that you have value. Once you truly know that you have value, then you are able to add that value to the collective in a healthy way. All right. I love you guys so very, very much. I appreciate you. If you liked this video, like this video. I just want to say thank you. Today is an awesome day. I woke up this morning and saw that we hit 1,000 subscribers. So that is so very beautiful. I appreciate each and every single one of you. As more of you come and add your light to this channel, the energy gets stronger, and the energy that I'm channeling for and reading for gets bigger and bigger and more magnificent. You all have such beautiful light, and I am so blessed to have all of you as a part of my journey. I love you. I value you. I appreciate you so incredibly, incredibly much. There are links down below to donate to my channel if you feel so moved to do so. Also, my email's in the description box below, as I said, with a list of the services that I offer. I need to get that updated a little bit. That was just brought to my attention the other day, so I'm probably going to do that right after I start uploading this video. But yeah, drop a comment. Let me know how this is resonating. Let me know how you are all doing. I just love you all so very, very much. Have an amazing day.